I realize people want to get their start sit questions in here, so I will be quick. I'm a college football enthusiast. I had
Hmm.
a nice juicy parlay going yesterday. I was enjoying my Sunday. For people who don't know, I'm a Purdue Boilermakers fan. You know, Boiler up. I
Hmm.
did include Indiana football in my parlay, and shame on me. 5.5 Indiana is what I had. And the last play of the game, Fernando Mendoza from the 45-yard line decided he was going to run backwards 40 yards to kill the clock and go down for a safety. IU won by 5, killed my parlay, ruined my Sunday. Shame on Indiana football. They have a bye next week and they play Oregon in 2 weeks. Karma will get them. I'm taking Oregon by 1,000,000 to boat race the Indiana Hoosiers. Justice will be served to my account and to everyone's out there. But yeah, that was my Saturday. So I hope everyone had a better Saturday than me.
My wife went to the spa and I was on dad duty all day, which was great. Had a great day with my daughters playing Roblox and playing Nintendo Sports. So I did no betting yesterday. I was a good dad yesterday for
Yeah,
once.
you were better than me because I was and still am a little bit pissed off.
Okay. So guys, how are we enjoying this game? Like I was talking with Colton a little bit before the show and I said, it's not been a stinker. I mean, it looks pretty good.
I
Yeah,
think if
I'm a
you
West Coast guy, so I always miss like a majority of these. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, like I said, West Coast guy, I always sleep through. Like it starts at 6:30, so I'm always like wake up at halftime type of thing. But got up early for the show, caught a little bit of it. But you're right. I mean, can't complain too much. 14-16.
All right. All right. Excellent. Well, let's get into the injuries. Take a look at what's going on. So we've got quite a bit of news on that front. So Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, both of those commanders will be out today. Jaden Daniels was practicing this week, so I was a little surprised when Mariota ended up getting the start. Adam, how many weeks are we looking at Jaden Daniels? He's missed one. Now it's going to be a second game out. How many weeks
yeah,
are we looking at here?
and it's tough because they're only giving us knee injury right now. We don't really have a specific injury designation. Sometimes we don't get that. I was seeing a report earlier this morning that Jaden Daniels is expected to be back in week 5. So it sounds like him practicing this week means that he was close. Terry McLaurin, on the other hand, I'm a little bit worried about. If I had Terry McLaurin, I'd be looking for some options for obviously this week and beyond. It sounds like he might be dealing with a core injury, groin injury, quad injury. They're not putting him on IR as of today, but it could be a multi-week absence for Terry McLaurin.
Okay. And speaking of possibly being put on IR, they haven't made a decision yet in Dallas with CeeDee Lamb. I know he's out this week. Are we expecting him to get put on the IR?
I think if he hasn't been put on IR, I'd be pretty optimistic that he might avoid it. High ankle sprains, they gave a 4 to 6 week timeline. Typically 3 to 4 weeks is pretty average for NFL wide receivers. So I think they're probably just trying to leave the door open for CeeDee Lamb to come back a little bit sooner.
Okay.
I would expect at least a 2-week injury, likely 3 weeks, 4 weeks, probably 50-50 shot.
Yeah, Xavier Legette will not be playing for the Panthers today. I keep bringing his name up because the targets have been there. He's just got to put his hands on the ball, basically. Mike Evans, sadly, will be out this week, and hopefully he wasn't put on IR, so it's only a couple-week injury. Do you think he'll be back a little quicker than last year, Adam?
For wide receivers, especially with like hamstring injuries, guys that are a little bit older, I worry about that with Mike Evans, especially with some of the data saying that it can be a little bit longer if you're over that age 28 and a half, 29 mark. I would expect at least a 2-week injury for Mike Evans, but 3 weeks possible.
Yeah, he's getting to 1,000 yards, people. Don't worry. Tyrone Tracy, Graham Gano also out today, and Noah Fant. So all you Mike Gesicki fans, get excited. He should be the main tight end target there today, unless Drew Sample just runs everybody's day. Although Samples never run my day. Anytime I go to Costco, get a sample, always a good day. All right, questionable today. Teteroa McMillan. Yes, I said it right. I said it right last week too, but 2 weeks in a row. We're on a streak. Tedero McMillan will be questionable today, along with Chuba Hubbard. Adam, have we heard that they were going to play yet or not?
We haven't got an official ruling yet, but both are projected to be active today.
Okay. And I believe most of these guys are projected to be active today, but we just like to, proceed with a little bit of caution. Tchaikovsky, Corey Merritt, Bill Krosky Merritt to our graphics guy. He just said, I'm going to make that fit a little easier. Juwan Jennings also questionable today, and Ricky Pearsall. Juwan Jennings seems like he is the most questionable of this group of guys, I guess, along with Marvin Mims. Colton, if you have to start a 49ers wide receiver other than Pearsall and Jennings, is there another guy out there?
Oh man, other than those two, I think there was a little bit of excitement with Demarcus Robinson. I picked them up in a couple places when there was some shakiness with Juwan Jennings, but I now that they both are trending towards playing, Jacksonville's actually been a pretty tough matchup in terms of pass defense. You wouldn't expect it, but they have tightened up in terms of expected points added, that sort of stuff. So I am leaning with those two guys, and if you don't have either of those two guys, then don't get too desperate with the San Francisco wide receivers.
All right, and DeAndre Swift and Marvin Mims, both questionable. DeAndre Swift does look like he's going to play. Mims, another truly questionable play there. Last I saw, expected to play today. Chris Godwin stepping on the field today, unless they pull the rug at the last second, but it looks like Godwin's going to be out there. Colton, what are you expecting for Godwin in his first game back?
This one's interesting because you look at like the delayed absence, the first game back, all of those things, and you're sort of like proceed with caution. And that's kind of how I'm approaching this. But at the same time, the Eagles have really struggled. Go Birds, by the way. But the Eagles have really struggled with defending the
Yeah, we don't need that on here.
Right?
I'm sorry.
It's all good. I got muted. I was
Colton,
silent.
that is so rude of me to do that. I am so sorry.
It's all right, man. Hey, we're against each other.
Go.
Fantasy,
Did I throw
real football. It's all good, man. But Quinyon Mitchell has he's been sort of the guy that shadows the number one. I think he'll draw the Emeka Egbuka assignment today with Mike Evans out. So there is a reason for optimism with Godwin. It's just the layoff or the potential like ramp up period that we might see after such a lengthy absence, where it's like, okay, how do we proceed here? So I'm playing it safe, but it's a matchup where he might be able to do something.
And I am a Bucs fan. That's why I did that to Colton. That was very rude of me, but it's my show, so we're gonna let it slide.
No, man, it's all love. It's all good. Yeah.
Brock Purdy back today as well. Devontae Adams expected to play. Justin Fields top 12, and I was actually just pulling up the stat line from the last time Justin Fields played Miami. 123 yards passing with 3 touchdowns, 178 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. I don't think he's approaching that today, but it's pretty exciting. Last time he faced off against the Dolphins, and this Dolphins defense, it's no secret they're not very good this year. So, yeah. Xavier Worthy expected to play today. Adam, we're hearing there might be a brace. We're not exactly sure he's going to be on a snap count. I know he's going to be monitored. What are you expecting from Worthy today?
Yeah, I mean, I think there definitely will be a brace. I don't know why there would really be a snap count. It's not like a lower body injury where you're worried about him tweaking it. It just comes down to contact, laying out for those 50-50 balls, deep passes, landing on the shoulder, or taking a direct blow to the shoulder like he did when he really originally injured it. He has a higher re-injury risk than most players, but I would expect him to, kind of resume his normal role.
All right. And then Evan Ingram and Demarcus Robinson, like we said earlier, are both expected to play today. And not expected to play today, but not officially ruled out at least when we made the graphic. Colson Loveland, not in today. So, just a note, once we're off here today at noon, continue to watch the game from Dublin, but Colton is going to be in the Football Guys Discord answering all of your questions up until kickoff. And the Discord was firing off early this morning with people having lots of questions with this early game going on. So Yes, let's get excited. Well, guys, let's get into these questions. Let's check in with the chat. We love the chat. Thank you for being here. We are just on Football Guys live now. We are no longer on the Fantasy Football channel. We have left Dave and Alfredo behind because we're better than them. So we have our own channel now. But no, we will be here exclusively. And then if you're watching us on Twitter, there as well. All right, Chris in here. First thing, good morning, Football Guys. PPR, Kamara or Chase Brown at running back this week? Rankings suggest Joey prefers Brown and Jeff prefers Kamara against his Bills. It is close. Thanks as always. Love the show. Colton, where are we going?
Man, yeah, the Bengals are terrifying right now to me. Especially this offensive line has thrown the entire operation off. They're dead last in yards before contact per attempt. Denver gets after running backs in terms of not giving them a whole lot of space to operate. I do not like that matchup very much. I'm going to lean Kamara here.
All right. Citron Physics has a doozy for us, Adam. Good morning. Don't judge me. Penix or Dart? I'm 3-0 with a Penix since I got Puka, CMC, and Monty. Thanks a ton. Where are you going, Adam?
I think, I mean, I get it. Last week was bad, very, very bad. I think I'm going to go back to Michael Penix. This is, his 7th career start. It was a division matchup against the Carolina Panthers. For whatever reason, the Falcons have really struggled against the Panthers the last couple of years. Falcons rank in the top half of the NFL in terms of clean pocket rate. Michael Penix has have a clean pocket. Drake London's healthy. Darnell Mooney, this is going to be his 3rd game back from injury. So let's go back to the well with the Falcons offense. Give him one more shot. I like this matchup with Washington. On the offensive side too, Daniel's out, McLaurin out. Atlanta might have a lot of opportunities on the offensive side of the ball. So give me Michael Penix.
Carter has a very interesting question, one that I've been turning over my mind ever since. Who do we trust more in a potential blowout, Keon Coleman or Khalil Shakir? Colton, pick a Bills wide receiver.
I actually like Keon Coleman this week, and I'm with you, man. I was going back and forth on it too because this Bills group of pass catchers can be so unreliable. They're so game script dependent, and 15.5-point favorites, it could be tough. But the Saints are abysmal against wide receivers out wide, and they're actually pretty stingy against slot wide receivers, which is interesting. So if I'm leaning with one of those two guys, I'm going with Keon Coleman.
All right. Gabe in here. He's got 2 questions for us. Chase Brown or Quinshon Judkins, Colton? Pick one running back.
Ooh, so you're going to get volume with both. Like I said, I do not like the matchup for Chase Brown this week. I think that whole Cincinnati offensive operation is in disarray right now. So I'm leaning Quinshon Judkins here. Quinshon has a really tough matchup with Detroit, but he had 20 opportunities last week in his 2nd NFL game. So he is trending into bell cow territory. I'm leaning Quinshon.
All right. And Adam, is Mark Andrews back, or are we going to start Zach Ertz?
Oh boy. I'm probably going to start Mark Andrews just because I don't know what Washington's offense is going to look like this week. Actually, nope. I'm going to change my mind in real time. I'm going to go with Zach Ertz. Okay. I just talked myself into Zach Ertz.
SBO in here. Good morning. Full PPR. Pick 2 for this week. Worthy, Golden, Mooney, Aomanor. And do you think Worthy will be limited? We kind of talked about Worthy being limited a little bit. I do know one of you likes Darnell Mooney a lot this week. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I'm going to go to Colton on this one. Worthy, Golden, Mooney. Where are you at? Pick 2.
Yeah, I think Golden has the best matchup out of the group with this. He gets Dallas this week. Dallas has been a star maker for opposing fantasy offenses. If Golden's going to happen, he's going to happen this week. So if you believe in Golden, lean that way. I want to go Worthy here, but it is his first game back from the absence. That makes me nervous. So give me Golden and Mooney. But these are 4 options where they're not super far apart for me. But number 1 for me is Golden, and then I'm probably leaning Mooney.
Side note, have you guys heard Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, the song?
No idea what you're talking about.
It's a bop.
Can't say
It's
I
good.
have.
You should listen. To put it in your little. If you have a playlist, put it in there. You drive around the street, you'll bounce along with that. Yeah. All right, Matt's in here with a question not about K-pop Demon Hunters. It's about fantasy football, which is why we're here. Morning, fellas. Fantasy gods have frowned upon me. These injuries to start the year. Need 2 between Darnell Mooney, Christian Kirk, and Calvin Ridley. Adam, pick 2.
I was not expecting this many Darnell Mooney questions this week, but here we are. I think I would go with Darnell Mooney, and I know he's been disappointing, but he's at least out there consistently. Give me Calvin Ridley.
Bruce, welcome. Bruce, you're not late. I mean, you're usually a little earlier. So you okay, Bruce? You're watching the game this morning, right? All right. 2 questions in standard superflex: Jamison Williams or Matthew Golden? Are we going Golden over Williams, Colton?
I am. I think they both, the profiles are pretty similar where I think they're, and I didn't expect it to be that way for Jamison Williams. I thought he'd play a slightly bigger role this year, and it's been sort of what we've seen, feast or famine to an extent. Like I said, if Matthew Golden is going to happen, he's going to happen this week. I love the matchup. Go Matthew Golden, and then go give me Trevor Lawrence over CJ Stroud.
All right. Jakob. Good morning, Starshines. Help me pick 2. Troy Franklin, Booty, Luther Burden, Tyquan Thornton, Isaiah Pacheco. Full PPR. Thank you. I just want to say one thing before I go to Adam on this question. If it's going to happen for Pacheco, it's going to happen today. If it doesn't happen for him today, where it's even a 50-50 split between him and Hunt, and he doesn't produce, I am okay dropping Isaiah Pacheco. I will have officially just given up. So if you need to drop somebody and Pacheco doesn't produce today, that would be one. Now, Adam, pick 2.
I am not going to pick Isaiah Pacheco. I'm going to leave him on my bench. I agree with you, though. If it doesn't happen this week, I think because I have a couple leagues where I have Isaiah Pacheco, I put him on my bench. I just can't leave him in my lineups. I like Troy Franklin. The usage has been there. This is a nice matchup with Cincinnati. And then give me some Tyquan Thornton. I know Xavier Worthy's coming back, but he's been involved. Definitely a field stretcher. Mahomes, likes to air out a couple passes. So give me some Tyquan Thornton.
All right. And Toby's got a question for you, Colton. McMillan or Judkins? Pick one in its PPR.
These are ones where it's like, oh man, I love Teteroa and McMillan. I feel like there's an explosion coming. But you're right with the Christian Gonzalez matchup. That one is extremely tough, but Judkins draws a really tough matchup against the Detroit run defense too. They're both getting volume. Give me, it's so close, but give me Quinshon Judkins here.
East Bay 5'10". What a cute dog. Quinshon Judkins, Xavier Worthy, or Trey Tucker in the flex. Adam, pick one.
I think even in a PPR, I'm going with Quinshon Judkins here. We haven't really even seen him involved in the passing game. He missed pretty much the entire offseason. So what if, even if he just gets a teeny bit of it, not like a high floor PPR running back, but just gets a little bit of volume in the passing game, and he gets a little bit more comfortable in this offense. I'm going to go with Quinshon Judkins here.
All right. Do you guys remember the East Bay catalog? It was like a sports catalog. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I
think
do.
It might still be out there. I don't know. But I used to get a lot of stuff from there when I was in high school. Toby, it's got another question for us. This saddens me to ask a defense question. Well, we're sad for you. But San Francisco versus the Jags, Atlanta versus Washington, or Washington versus Atlanta, who got shut out last week by Carolina. Pick a defense for us, Colton.
I think out of this group, I'm leaning Atlanta. They have actually been pretty stingy on the defensive side. And maybe that's elevated by last week's Carolina blowout. But I do like what I've seen defensively from Atlanta. They're missing a couple pieces, but so is Washington. So I do like the Atlanta matchup.
All right. MJ's got so far question of the day for me. Justin Fields or Daniel Jones? I kind of want us all to go through this because I think this is going to be a question a lot of people actually probably will be dealing with this morning. Justin Fields coming off a concussion. I have him as a top 12 quarterback this week. I really believe that he can produce well on Monday. Adam, where are you at? on this one?
I'm going to go with Justin Fields. Miami is an absolute train wreck. So any opportunity that I get to play players against Miami, I'm leaning that direction. So give me some Justin Fields.
And Colton, you there too?
Yeah, I think so. It's a little closer for me. I love what I've seen from Daniel Jones so far. That Rams matchup is tough. They are going to get after him, tied for first in sacks. So this will be a big test for Daniel Jones. Justin Fields, I do not think will be as tested. So let's go Justin Fields.
And then which trap should he fall into between Mark Andrews and Kyle Pitts? I like how you phrase that. That's pretty funny.
I think it'd be hard to really bench Kyle Pitts at this point. I know I can't believe we're saying that, but I mean, he's been consistent and he's been good this year. So I put Kyle Pitts in there.
All right. And then Mike's coming to brag about his team. Pick 2 between Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, and Drake London, or Quinshon Judkins. Good drafting, Mike. Colton, pick 2.
I love the role that Devontae Adams has played in the red zone so far this season. I think there's also better days ahead for Drake London. After last week, I don't know how Atlanta doesn't try to get back to what worked so well for Michael Penix at the end of last season, and that was force feeding Drake London. So I think I'm leaning Devontae Adams and Drake London here. Judkins would be my third, just as a bonus there.
Okay. Carlos coming in. Carlos, I'm going to address the elephant in the room after I answer your question. Chubb or Swift? Go Swift. Yeah, like the refs should have blown the whistle. They waited an entire minute after stoppage. Liverpool should have drawn that game. I'm very upset about it. And he was offside. Come on, his heel was over the line. Like it's.
I mean, his heel was over the line. It was over the line. Over the line.
It was. It was a very rough day yesterday for me. All right. No questions this week, but everyone looks handsome today. Well, thank you so much, Boar. We appreciate that. Bryce, start 1 between Hubbard, Pollard, or Judkins. Adam, start 1.
I think I'm going back to. Oh, man. I do expect Hubbard to play. So if that was like the breaking point as you were unsure, like if he's going to play or if he's going to be healthy, I honestly don't think he really had an injury. It sounded like, reading between the lines, they were just doing some load management for Chuba Hubbard, and he was just getting a couple veteran rest days. I really like Quinshon Judkins. I think I might go Chuba Hubbard a hair ahead of him.
One of the best things about Jeff joining the show is he sits backstage and we can see him, and you can just tell he's dying to come up on camera. He's like vibrating down there. Turbo Squid. Good morning, gents. Goff, Mayfield, or Penix? Yikes. I can't say that I like any of their matchups this week. Colton, pick 1 quarterback.
Ooh, yeah, Goff gets a really tough one with Cleveland. I am going to lean Baker Mayfield here.
Yeah.
Give me Mayfield, Penix, Goff in that order.
Bet you want to see him just go off today, don't you, Colton?
I know it's happening. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Nick, 10-team standard. We lump wide receiver and tight end together and needs 2 out of BTJ, Kraft, and Bowers. Wow, Nick, you've got a conundrum there. Adam, pick 2. Ooh,
need 2 of. Oh, he needs 2 of BTJ, Kraft, and Bowers. I'm going to go Brian Thomas Jr. and Brock Bowers. You know, the Tucker Kraft usage last week was weird. There was a lot of question marks if he was even going to play coming off that knee injury. They might have been underselling that a little bit. I don't know. I don't have the specific snap shares up in front of me, but he didn't get like a target or any real work until late in that game. So I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr., who I expect to be involved in Brock Bowers, obviously.
All right. Well, we've reached the point in the show. Well, actually, we're going to answer a couple more questions. We haven't reached that point yet. Good morning from Oahu. Oh, Matt's up bragging about his destination instead of his team. Have a great day. Just no questions. Just like, I'm in Hawaii. You're not. I'm awesome. Matt.
He's already winning. He's winning.
Yep.
He's not worried about his fantasy matchup. He's already winning.
He doesn't even play fantasy football. Matt just
Doesn't
jumps
care.
from YouTube show to YouTube show and just says, "Hey, I'm in Oahu." It's like, okay. Matt, hope you're having a good day out there. All right, Nick, Bryce, go Judkins. Okay. Oh, he's telling someone named Bryce to go with Judkins. Hey, thanks for helping out, Nick. We're the host of the show. We'll do the work. No, just kidding. We love when the chat helps each other. That's great. Jordani, he's very upset. He's yelling at us. Should he start Brock Purdy or Drake May? You don't have to yell. We'll answer your question in normal font. Adam, Brock or Drake?
We definitely have Drake May rated higher. He's been low-key cooking Drake May. So I'd be okay playing him. I do expect Brock Purdy to be healthy, coming off the turf toe injury. Everyone wants to say with the lower body injury with the quarterback, maybe that rushing floor is lowered a little bit, and that's possible. But I wouldn't have any trepidation if other people have Brock Purdy playing him this week. But I got Drake May ahead of him as well.
That's a nice vocabulary word there.
You're welcome.
Trepidation.
I love it.
All right. Well, I don't have any trepidation about our next segment, and that's going to be starts of the week. What a segue. Adam, I alluded to it earlier. Jeff's laughing, so I know I did good because he's the funniest person in football, guys. Adam, tell us about Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, Darnell Mooney has been off to a slow start to start the season. I do like him as kind of a wide receiver 3 flex play option this week. But, you can't just go off vibes. If you're like Joey, you're like, Adam, give me the stats. I'm a big stats guy. So here you go, Joey. I got it for you. So last year, Darnell Mooney, Drake London combined for a team combined 51% target share. It was pretty high up in the NFL. It's a consolidated passing attack over in Atlanta. When Mooney is healthy, when Drake London's healthy, those are the guys they feature. That could be why Kyle Pitts has been, hot to start the season. Now that Darnell Mooney's getting back in the fold, it'll be interesting to see how that target share kind of unfolds. But I like Darnell Mooney. Last week, Darnell Mooney saw 11 targets. That was a season high for him, obviously 2-game sample size, but that is moving in the right direction. I talked about it a little bit with Atlanta, clean pocket, passing rate up towards the top half of the NFL. Michael Penix has a clean pocket to operate. They're playing Washington, who, if you remove the 2 teams that played on Thursday night, rake in the bottom 8 in terms of passing yards allowed per team defense. This Washington offense is decimated. No Jaden Daniels, no Terry McLaurin. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt's a little bit banged up. I expect Atlanta to have the ball a lot of passing opportunities. Give me some Darnell Mooney.
All right. Colton, before you're on your way out, and you're going to be in the Discord today at noon until kickoff answering questions. That's going to be super fun for everybody. Tell us about Breece Hall.
Sir. Man, I've had this matchup circled since he popped in week 1. All right. Buffalo kind of seemed like a window. That game got out of hand, but it wasn't going to happen with Tampa Bay either. Joey knows better than anybody. Mm-hmm. Really strong run defense. And you got Tyrod Taylor playing quarterback. That wasn't going to be the week. This is going to be the week. Okay. Miami is 3rd worst in opposing expected points added per carry, 8th worst in yards allowed before contact per attempt, tied for 10th worst in rushing yards per play. The list goes on, man. They are not very good against the run. The Jets should also have plenty of room to run behind an offensive line ranked 1st in yards before contact per attempt, 2.3. In week 1, Jets were explosive, but posted a pass rate over expected of negative 18.8. Okay. Hall handled 23 opportunities on just 58.1% of the snaps. So don't let the committee scare you. Breece Hall will have plenty of opportunities. I love him this week.
Colton, as always, thank you for being here with us for the first half hour. Enjoy being in the Discord today. They are ready for you. So any final words for the people today?
I just got one thing to say, Joey, and that's go Birds.
No, I'm really happy to just kick you off the show now. Have a good day, buddy. We should do a side bet. Let's talk off camera about side bet
guys.
For today. Bye. And now we bring on the person that actually knows what Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters is, because we have talked about it. Jeff Bell, how are we doing today, buddy?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful day today. The sun is shining. It's nice and warm outside, and get outside, maybe touch some grass, but also enjoy some football. We've got some great morning football. I've seen a lot of complaining about having just the ability to watch football first thing in the morning. And to me, I just don't understand it. We've got complaints about being able to watch football on Thursday nights, being able to watch football first thing Sunday morning. These are gifts. These are things that we wait all year long for, and just enjoy it.
I have had it said to me that some people's favorite part of the show now is when we bring Jeff in, because it's like he's shot out of a cannon. So Jeff, excited to see you. Could you please tell us about Matthew Golden? We've already given some love on the show. Give him some more.
Matthew Golden, Texas born, Texas bred. He committed to TCU. TCU plays in the shadow of Dallas there with the Dallas Cowboys. And he went to Houston, then transferred to University of Texas. And Texas runs deep in Golden. Before the draft, Golden mentioned that he was a Cowboys fan and a Texans fan somehow, but maybe that's because the Texans don't actually have fans. So he's a real Cowboys fan. But we've talked, and everybody has talked about Micah Parsons coming into this matchup against the Green Bay Packers. The Dallas Cowboys have been absolutely shredded defensively. They have allowed the most points to wide receivers by a significant margin. Last I checked, it was about 42 points, and I don't believe they've played since the last that I've checked. So about 42 points to wide receivers this season. Second place is 36 points per game. Matthew Golden started to get rolling last week against the Browns. I think it was 4 receptions, about 50-some yards. And going in, this means a little bit more to this Packers team, and it means a little bit more to Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden finds the end zone. Matthew Golden is the start of the week, shreds the Dallas Cowboys, maybe flirts with 100 yards. There's a lot of fun numbers out there if you want to look at Matthew Golden, but he's definitely should be looking at him in your fantasy football lineups.
Perfect. And I would just assume he is your favorite pass catcher for the Packers today, by far.
He is my favorite pass catcher for the Packers today. Just the big playability. I think that we see it with all the pass catchers for the Packers, but I think more than anything, this Dallas Cowboys defense, until we see something, I'm playing everybody against them.
Perfect. All right, we're going to hop right back into the questions. Our Schaff has a question for us. Needs a rookie running back too between Sampson, Marks, and Manungai. Adam, pick one.
We're going with Woody Marks.
I agree. Nick, another question. Nick, once again, just doing the work for us today. Got that one answered. Yeah, Toby, we saw the audio. We're gonna get that fixed. Ooh, wow. Okay, there we go. Kraft or Hunter Henry? That's a really interesting question. Jeff, pick a tight end.
I just said start every single Cowboy or every single Packer against the Cowboys, but I'm still going to rank Hunter Henry over Tucker Kraft. I mean, that the Patriots wide receiver group is jumbled up. Hunter Henry seems to be the go-to player.
At first, I thought you were yelling at me like, Joey, I just said to start every Packer, but then you did the little switcheroo. It's a pro move, Jeff. Ross, good morning, football guys. That's us. Would you start QJ over Drake London? Adam, are we there yet?
We are not there yet. I would find a way to get Quentin Johnson in my lineup if I could, if there was like a flex spot, can I move somebody aside, but I'm not taking Drake London out of my lineups.
All right. Dane, welcome in. Warren injury hurt this morning. Tootin or Stevenson is an RB2, Jeff.
I'm going to go Stevenson. I do like the volume play a little bit more on Stevenson. I think that Tootin's fantasy points have been a little bit fluky relative to the actual volume he's seeing.
All right. Ryan's got one for us, and I'm sorry for my voice. It's like a little frog gun in there. I'll try to get him out. Pittman, Worthy, or Ridley? Adam, pick one.
True, man. I'll go with Michael Pittman. I think he's probably the safest option of those three.
Okay. And then Arshav's got another one. McCaffrey, Burden, or Downs in the flex. Pick one, Jeff.
McCaffrey? What? I assume Luke. Okay, Luke McCaffrey. I was going to say we're playing McCaffrey in all instances, but I'm going to have Downs ranked above the other two of them.
Kudos to anyone that started Kenneth Gainwell today. He just got his second touchdown. And let me tell you, I said it earlier on Twitter or X that Kenneth Gainwell wearing number 14 for the Steelers when DK Metcalf is on the field has been breaking my brain all morning. Because I associate 14 with DK Metcalf. But guys, we have a celebrity with us in attendance. Bob Hope is here from the grave. Myers, Sutton, Igbuka, or Adams, pick two, Adam.
I'm going to go, of course, we're going with Emeka Egbuka, right, Joey? We gotta
good.
play Mecca. We
Yeah.
gotta play Mecca Buka. So he's an auto start, obviously. If anyone follows that channel, that's the most obvious one. And then Devontae Adams for me.
I agree with you. I really like Cortland Sutton. Bob Hope, if you can get him into find a way to get Cortland Sutton in your lineup, that'd be awesome. My favorite Bob Hope joke that he ever told was when he called in his house, they called the Academy Awards Passover. I thought that was always funny. I told it wrong. Bob Hope told it better. But he's dead now, so here I am to carry his legacy on. Jack, welcome in. I think this is your first time back with us this year, Jack. We hope you had a good offseason. We're glad you're back. Morning to you. Have Prescott in a terrible matchup. I agree. It is a terrible matchup for him. Is it worth it for me to drop some of my lineup depth? Woody Marks, David Njoku to pick up Mariota, Tua, Penix, Browning, or Young? And he also has Dart. Jeff, are you just going to take your lumps with Dak, or are you going to try to pick one of those guys up?
I'm going to take my lumps with Dak probably in this situation. I just don't see any way that you're comfortably ranking any of these other ones above Dak.
All right, Blank is drawing a blank of what he should do. How's it going, guys? I have a tough one because I don't trust Eagles and injuries. I have to start 3.5 PPR between Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen, and A.J. Brown. Adam, sit one of those players. Yeah, that's 4 good guys right now.
I would probably – I talked a little bit how I'm worried about the Washington offense. So if you made me pick one, I'd probably pick Deebo Samuel just because I'm worried about the floor falling out. Keenan Allen's been great. Devontae Adams, it sounds like he was always on track to play this week. Yeah, I think I would bench Deebo.
All right. Andrew in with us. Morning, gents. First questions of the season. Well, Andrew, we're sorry that it took you 4 weeks to get to us, but we're just glad you're here. Assuming Pearsall is a lock, would you start Devontae or BTJ in a half PPR this week? Jeff, is Pearsall a lock, or would you start both Devontae and BTJ?
Jennings is supposed to be active, correct?
Correct.
Then to me, Pearsall is not a lock with Jennings active. We saw week 2 how that volume shifted heavily towards Jennings. So I think that I would play the other two over Pearsall. Pearsall's banged up too. So
okay. All right. And he's got another question. Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Cam Ward, or Jake Browning? Thanks, football guys. Adam, pick a quarterback.
Man, I don't love. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Bryce Young, but that one's tough for me. I haven't been really impressed with the Jaguars' offense, and I worry about sometimes when those East Coast teams go out west. So that's the only reason I'm picking Young over Trevor Lawrence.
And Ryan, I think we hit this one, and it was worthy. Jamie, Golden or Pickens, Henderson or Worthy? That sounds like a haiku. Jeff, is it going to be Golden since he's your start of the week, or do you like any of these other 3 better?
Well, this is a good jumping off point because I had missed the start of the show, and somebody joining might have missed the start of the show. But real quick, Adam, if Xavier Worthy's playing, do you think it's in a decoy role, or do you think, because of week 1, I think Xavier Worthy would have got about 14 touches?
So we talked about this a little bit. I don't think Xavier Worthy, it wasn't like a lower body injury, so I don't think it's a decoy role. What the problem with Xavier Worthy, where his floor might fall off, is he has a higher injury risk of anybody. So there's a potential again for him to exit the game early with whatever point total he gives you at that point. But if he's out there, I expect him to play in his normal role. It's just a higher injury rate.
Good deal. Then if he is playing, I'm going to play Xavier Worthy, and I'm still going to go with Pickens here. I'm a little bit worried about Keyshawn Nixon. He's kind of shut down everybody that they've seen in that, but I still would rank Pickens above the other 2.
What about Golden?
I like Golden quite a bit.
Yeah, Golden was the
Start of
first
the week.
player. Yeah, I know. But he was the first. I was asking if Pickens. Do you like Worthy?
I'm ranking
Pickens
over Golden just because I think that the assurance of volume probably.
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, you're awesome. I love you. You're handsome. BTJ or Pickens? Adam.
I think we got to go Pickens. Brian Thomas' day was saved last week with one long touchdown, and that's what Brian Thomas Jr. gives you, right? Is it only takes one play for him to kind of make your week, but I think Pickens is the safer play.
Badger, I like your question. And I want to go to Jeff on this. Start Dak tonight or go to Geno or Mariota on the waiver wire. Jeff, I like Geno Smith this week. Should I like him more than Dak?
I think so. I mean, we haven't seen Dak translate into fantasy scoring for as much as we've seen some exciting Cowboys games. But and we talk so much about this game being a potential shootout or the Packers and all these things, and watch it's going to be like a 13-10, just ugly nonsense game because it tends to happen in fantasy. I feel like we get those games.
Mm-hmm. All right, epic fail. Dobbins, Keenan Allen, Debo, or Pickens. Pick 2. Looks like Pickens will probably be 1. Who would the other one be, Adam?
I think I would go J.K. Dobbins.
All right. The Vike Queen. Sad I'm late. We know what you were doing. Your team is on. It's okay. You're allowed to be late. Same question as last week. Jordan Love or Daniel Jones? I have Jordan Love as a top 5 quarterback this week. I love it. I love the matchup for him. And then I guess you have another league, Bo Nix or Daniel Jones. Jeff, Nix or Jones?
I'm going to take Daniel Jones over Bo Nix.
Okay. And then JCM or Blake Corum, Adam?
I would go with JCM.
All right, Adam, I'm going to go right back to you on this. Oh, I like was that Halliburton doing the choke sign? It's very aggressive there, Trevin. Start 3, Tyreek Hill, Quentin Johnston, A.J. Brown, or Odunze. Tyreek Hill missed a practice, but it wasn't for like an injury-related reason. What was it again, Adam?
I have no idea.
Okay, I think it was like a family matter of some sort, but they didn't disclose that until later. I'd have to look it up again. But
court?
It was Jeff. I'm gonna put you in timeout. That was funny though. Start 3, Adam. Tyreek Hill, Quentin Johnston, AJ Brown, and Odunze, who's been on fire to start the season.
Yeah, we cannot bench Odunze. I don't know. He's definitely rated the lowest out of all these guys on our website. But again, with Quentin Johnston, like I think I'd be trying to get him into lineups just for that upside. That Chargers passing game has been electric, and I want all the pieces there. So I think it would come down between Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown for us. We've got Tyreek Hill considered really higher, so I think that's probably the safer play. But it's at least close for me.
Awesome. And Trevin, I just threw the Discord link in the chat for you. So scroll all the way to the bottom of the chat, and it should be right there. Just copy and paste that. That's the invite. That will get you into the Discord. And a $5 coupon at Raising Cane's. I made that last part up. Mr. Scampers is in here. I love 5 days of football. Tadpole Bowl for college. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're playing in the Tadpole Bowl. There you go. I watched you draft in the Tadpole Bowl, as a matter of fact. Nick is in here. Anyone in the chat, Jamar Chase or Quentin Johnson? I'm not going to answer this question, and I don't want Jeff or Adam to answer it because he didn't ask us. So, no. It was, were we still going Jamar Chase, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
At least I am.
Were you here, Jeff, when I kicked Colton off the show for saying go Birds?
Yes, I saw some of that, but I might have missed other parts of it.
I felt bad. I did. Like, I did it, and I was like, I feel like this is something I'm going to get talked to about. But,
so I do want to say, too, this question, like just kind of a thought here. Chris Harris is a friend of mine. I enjoy going on his show. And one of the things he's said that I really enjoy is what can you sleep with kind of at night when you make that decision? And when it comes down to it, if you lose by 3 points and you played Quentin Johnston over Jamar Chase and Chase had his normal 20 points and Quentin Johnston did not, can you sleep with that at night? So
I will always remember, piggybacking what Jeff said, my father-in-law, who watches this show sometimes, and he's not mad at me for beating him in fantasy. It was, I forget who he started over Demaryius Thomas, and it was in the fantasy playoffs, and he got cute because he thought, oh, Denver's going to rest their players. And I was like, I don't think you should do that. And he lost the championship because he sat Demaryius Thomas. And it might have been like Eddie Royal. I mean, it was like third string Broncos wide receiver he put in. He just overthought it. So yeah, like Jeff's saying, and he has not been back to the championship since that event. It has hurt his soul. Okay. And then, yeah, we got that in there. All right. Dak, Stroud, or Lawrence? Adam.
We've been pretty low on Dak, so I think we can take him out of the equation here. I guess it would be CJ Stroud. I know I'm not very confident in that. It's been tough in Houston. Not a bad matchup with Tennessee. So give me CJ Stroud.
All right. Jeff, I'm going to ask you for something off the cuff that you've provided for us every week. Do we have any revenge games this week?
We do have some revenge games. So
Yes.
Normally we stick to the fantasy positions, but there are IDP leagues out there. Obviously, Michael Parsons going up against Dallas is leading off the revenge game. We have a back and forth potential duel between Hollywood Brown going up against Baltimore and then DeAndre Hopkins going up against Kansas City. So a back and forth revenge aspects there. Marcus Mariota getting another start, second straight revenge game. If you are a bad quarterback and you play for a lot of teams, you create a lot of revenge opportunities. And we saw Mariota last week in a revenge spot against the Raiders get into the end zone. He's got Atlanta. And if you remember, he famously quit on Atlanta previously. So that's interesting. We got robbed of a revenge game, but we'll take it because we're getting Brock Purdy back. But Mac Jones going up against Jacksonville in that same game. Luke Farrell, former Ohio State Buckeye tight end for San Francisco, plug in tight end for George Kittle, who has played a little bit blocking tight end, going up against Jacksonville, a team that drafted him. And then we got robbed of another revenge game. We almost had a double revenge game on Monday night. We had Noah Fant going up against Denver, but he will not be playing. And then we have Samaje Perine for the Bengals. Joey's former love tryst, that broken heart over that, is going also against Broncos.
I still love him. I touted him very heavily in 2023, was it? I was very in on the Samaje Perine train. And in my defense, he was the best Broncos running back that year from a statistical basis, like a per carry, per catch basis. Perine was their best running back. But, that didn't win anybody leagues. But he did score a touchdown this year, so.
Speaking of running backs, Micah Parsons was quite the running back in high school. It would be just beautiful if the Packers were to give him a goal line opportunity. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh,
yes.
Is there a prop?
I don't know that there's a prop somewhere.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, the internet would explode. The entire sports nation would explode if Parsons takes one in for. Oh man, I hope it happens. Oh boy, Sunday Night Football. Go ahead,
Joey. I'm just we're getting some actives and inactives here. Nothing surprising. I just want people to know Baker Mayfield active, Chris Godwin officially active, Chuba Hubbard and Tetairoa McMillan both active. Bill Krosky-Merritt is active, and then Christian Gonzalez is going to play. So if you have Tetairoa McMillan, that's something to consider. But he is officially active for the Patriots as well.
I'm going to run through the players that are out today real fast. Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, Xavier Legette, Mike Evans, Tyrone Tracy, Graham Gano will not be playing today, nor will Noah Fant. So Adam just went over Tetairoa McMillan will be in today, as well as Chuba Hubbard. Bill Krosky-Merritt's playing. Have we heard about Juwan Jennings yet? Did you say that one?
We have not. No, I've been trying to see if we could get an official ruling while we're on the show here, but I think because that's a little bit later kickoff, we might have to be a game time decision with Juwan Jennings. Yeah. He is expected to play. But if you have him, just make sure you have some type of pivoting plan or option.
Perfect. And then Chris Godwin, Baker Mayfield, like Adam said, both playing today. Brock Purdy, Devontae Adams, Justin Fields, Xavier Worthy, Evan Ingram, and Demarcus Robinson. Then Colson Loveland will not be playing today. All right. Let's get back into the questions. Morning, gents. That's us. Good. Got full PPR. Got Zay Flowers in, but trying to decide between him and Trey Tucker. I didn't know that was his nickname. U0026. That's a pretty cool nickname. Where are we going, Adam? Zay Flowers or Trey Tucker?
I'm leaving. I know Trey Tucker had the 3 touchdown game. It'd be tough, but We're sticking with Zay Flowers.
I'm going to go to Jeff on this one because I don't want Adam to rub it in my face again. Igbuka or Odunze? Jeff, pick one.
Odunze.
Oh,
See?
I really wanted him to say Ibuka. I so badly wanted him to say Ibuka, and look.
See, I'm not afraid to not pick Ibuka. Like Joey hasn't put the fear of God in me of like not picking Ibuka for a question. So I've noticed like every question this year, Adam is just Joey goes to Adam on every Ibuka question, and Adam picks Ibuka on every question because the tear is real.
Well, and he also sniped me in our staff draft. Like
that's where he sniped you, and then he broke his toe the next day. So that's where it all comes out of. So anybody that doesn't know the lore of why Ibuka is a show favorite, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
still worth it. Still worth it. 100%.
I mean, it has been. We covered this in week 1 where we told the story, but every time Ibuka scored, I've texted Adam, "Does your toe tingle when he scores a touchdown?" And Adam's like responds sometimes with some derogatory terms towards me, even though he gets touchdowns. I don't know. JMO, Ridley, or Keon Coleman. Adam, pick one. Yeah, just one.
Yeah, I got to go with Jameson Williams with those options. I'm leaving Jameson.
All right. Parasol, Waddle, or Downs. Jeff, do you want an umbrella, or do you want a funny walk, or do you want Josh Downs? I'm not going to make a joke with Josh Downs' name.
Jalen Waddle for me in this one.
Mm-hmm. Waddle's been looking good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and maybe I'm feeling snake bit from week 2 from Ricky Pearsall, but that's kind of where I go.
Jeff, have you ever been snake bit? Have you ever been bit by a snake?
I have not.
Adam,
I went to Arizona once, and there's signs everywhere about scorpions, and I was very intrigued by that. And so I was asking the cab driver about the scorpions, and he said, "Oh, you don't need to worry about the scorpions. The snakes will kill you."
Yeah, I went. Was it Camelback Mountain? I believe it's called. What's it called? It's Tucson, maybe. It's right outside of Phoenix. Anyways, I went hiking at that mountain, and I saw a rattlesnake sitting on a rock. I was like, "Wow, look at that!" You wouldn't think, but there he was, just getting a little sun. Didn't bother me. I didn't bother him. I waved. He didn't wave back because he didn't have arms, but still a memorable occurrence. Would you still hold Caleb Johnson going into a bye after seeing Gainwell usage without Warren? This is actually a really, really good question. Adam, would you be holding Caleb Johnson right now?
I mean, in most redraft leagues, benches are pretty shallow where you've got to have people that are actually playing. I think you can let Caleb Johnson go at this point. I definitely keep an eye on him, maybe for a late season push, but I think if you drop him and somebody adds him, they're just going to be burning a bench spot.
Jeff, I'm going to come to you from a dynasty perspective on this with Caleb Johnson. Is he an ultimate buy low, or is he just a bust? Do we know yet?
I mean, if he is valued low, I tend to see that action doesn't match people's words. So I think that people holding him still value him as close to that late first round pick they probably spent on him. So the idea that he's like a 3rd round pick or a toss in, I mean, if you could do that, I think I'd give up a 3rd round pick for Caleb, but I just don't think that people holding it, as much as they'll tweet about how he's terrible, they won't actually trade him.
Perfect. Arjun Thacker. Dart or Dak at QB2? Dak's matchup has me nervous. Has us nervous too. Are we that nervous though, Jeff?
Well, doesn't Dart's matchup have you a little bit nervous? I mean, the Chargers have pretty good defense too. So I'm still going to go with Dak.
Adam joins us. Jalen Waddle or Chuba Hubbard? Forget to use your burner, Adam. I'm going to... Should I ask Adam his own question?
Yes, you should.
I need help,
Adam.
I need help. I don't know what to do.
I would go Waddle. Jeff, what would you do?
I would go Waddle.
Okay.
In PPR. There's no PPR. I might lean toward Hubbard, but
yeah. Kent joining us. Do you know Kent, Adam? Is that your burner?
No, that's my dad.
Oh, hi, Dad. We usually get moms in here. We don't usually get dads, mainly because mine doesn't talk to me anymore. Confirmed. Jordan Love over Daniel Jones. Jeff.
Jordan Love over Daniel Jones.
It's terrible.
I hope he's not playing me this week. That'd be terrible for me too.
My dad? I don't think so.
No, my dad.
Oh, well, wait. Okay. So if Adam's dad is playing him, we want him to win. So yeah, it's Jordan Love. Swift or Henderson? Adam.
No, I hope not. Mom, is that you? No. I would go DeAndre Swift.
Cats usually mortal enemies of snakes, but Scamper's in here. Rescued a red-tailed boa that wasn't nice, so I've been snake bit a lot, but got her to be socialized in the end.
So Mr. Scampers is a snake charmer.
Have you met his wife? Dame, I am so sorry. I love you, Dame. The joke was just there, and I had to say it. Boy, we have fun on the London and the Dublin days, don't we? So we got to fill time. Rushing upside. I think Jeff's got some rushing upside. Angel 33, flex. Jennings or Quentin Johnston, full PPR. Adam.
Quentin Johnston.
All right, Juan Pena Jr. Need 4 spots. Whoa, let's do it. So he needs 3 wide receivers and a flex. And here is his gambit of players to choose from. Quentin Johnston, Hollywood Brown, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Trey Tucker, or Tyquan Thornton. So let's get the 3 wide receivers out of the way. Quentin Johnston's definitely going to be in there for us. I would say Devontae Adams and Deebo Samuel. Yep. And then, are we doing Hollywood over Deebo, Jeff?
No, Hollywood scares me badly, especially with Xavier Worthy back.
Okay. Hollywood scares me too. That's why I never went out there to audition for anything. And then running back, Nick Chubb or Travion Henderson. Forgot his first name there for a minute. Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor are the starters. Okay, so
for the flex spot, so we've already taken Deebo, Adams, and Johnson off the board. So you're looking at Hollywood, Tucker, Thornton, Chubb, or Henderson for the flex spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if I'm swinging for upside, I'm going to take Travion Henderson in this spot. Probably if I want just something a little bit more solid, I might go with Nick Chubb, but you're kind of looking at 6 points unless he gets a touchdown there.
Steelers just went up 24-6. Montgomery or Devonta Smith? Adam.
Man, the way David Montgomery looked last week, I think I'd be going with David Montgomery.
All right. And let's get to these questions and we'll say goodbye. And then Juan, he's in a second league. He's not a 1 league man. He's a 2 league man. So he needs his wide receiver 2 out of Travis Hunter, DJ Moore. So it's going to be DJ Moore. And then both his running backs, James Cook, Javonte Williams, Kyron Williams, Alvin Kamara, or Ramondre Stevenson. Jeff, to pick 2 running backs.
Okay, so he needs 2 running backs. I'm taking James Cook. I'm going to take Kyron Williams out of that group.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then he needs a flex spot. I'm going to take. You guys taking Javonte or Kamara? I'm going to take probably Javonte in the flex spot, even if I'm worried about the matchup.
Yeah, Javante's been getting. Yeah, I would go Javonte. It's close. It's really close though. Kelsey's his tight end. Yeah,
DJ Moore over Travis Hunter. That was the other part. He had a wide receiver question. So DJ Moore.
And then, do I start Tet or Deebo in full PPR? Adam, pick one.
This one's tough because I'm worried about the quarterback play or just the offense in general with Deebo, but I'm worried a little bit about Christian Gonzalez with Tet. So I think I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel.
All right.
Nope, I lied. I'm going to go with Tet. I lied. I'm going with Tet. I'm going with Tet. Final answer.
Daiquiri man in here saying college football is the greatest sport. Apparently, Daiquiri man has been hitting them daiquiris. Guys, thank you so much, and gals, and dogs, and cats, and snakes. If you're watching, hopefully we didn't offend you today, snakes. We're a pro snake community now. Thank you for watching today. Adam, any final words for the people today?
No, good luck to everybody. Make sure you're subscribing to the Footballguys channel if you haven't already. Head over to Discord if you have any other questions, and make sure you check out the Monday injury roundup that will drop tomorrow around noon.
Awesome. And Jeff, any final words before you give us our beautiful outro?
Yeah, I mean, beautiful day. We're coming to the end of this Dublin game. It's a blessing to be able to have this Dublin game here. If you're in an office and you don't have a fantasy league in your office, try a chopped league. My office is doing a chopped league, and it is quite a bit of fun. It's the perfect type league for an office setting because there's conversation every single week about who got chopped, about the players available on waivers. If people join the draft but they don't want to do it, they can get chopped and they don't have to worry about it. And then you can start one at any time. You can start one now and still have 12, 13 weeks worth of play to go. So that's been a lot of fun in my office. And if you're in that type of office setting, consider that. But that's all I've got for that. And we know big week this week. You might be 1-2. Maybe you are the Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens. Go out there, regardless of how your season might go, and especially the Ravens. Go and win today. And clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. You've got this one in the bag. Just set your best lineup and enjoy the day.
Enjoy week 4, everybody. We'll see you next week.